As you are aware, the services of the Department of Home Affairs were enlisted by the law enforcement agencies to establish the identity of Thabo Bester. In pursuance of the mandate, officials of the Department of Home Affairs were part of the multidisciplinary team that visited the United Republic of Tanzania in April 2023 to facilitate the lawful deportation of Thabo Bester and Dr Nandipha Magudumana back to South Africa. Similarly, the Department of Home Affairs conducted an extensive investigation which included interviewing the biological mother of Thabo Bester, namely Macy Maria Mabaso, who was born Bester. The investigation also involved reviewing the birth records of Thabo Bester at Kisani Baragwanath Hospital and data stored in the DHA systems. The outcome of the investigation revealed that despite Thabo Bester having attained the age of 16 years, he has not applied for an identity card, and as required in terms of the law, the Director General took immediate steps in terms of Section 17, subsection 2 of the Identification Act, Act number 88 of 1997, which reads as follows, and I quote, subsection 2 says, if it comes to the attention of an officer acting in the service of the Department of Home Affairs that a person referred to, Section 3 talks about having to take an ID when you reach the age of 18. So they said if there's an officer who is referred to in Section 3, who discovered that a person has attained the age of 16 years and has not complied with the provision of Section 15.1, that officer shall take prescribed steps to ensure that the person applies without delay for an identity card in terms of this Act, close quotes. Acting in terms of the said section, the Director General addressed a letter dated 15 May 2023 to Thabo Bester, advising him that he has assigned relevant officials to assist him in his application for an identity card. Thabo Bester cooperated with the said officials, who also required his mother to sign the necessary application forms, and the old lady did sign. As a result of the said process, Thabo Bester was issued with an identity card on the 17th of May 2023. His name has now been entered into the National Population Register, thus ending many years of his status as an unidentifiable person. Relevant extracts from the Identification Act are annexed on my speech for those who might need it. I've also obtained, ladies and gentlemen, permission from Thabo Bester in writing whether I could show his identity card. However, we won't be able to distribute it. He has given that permission because I knew, Griselda, that you're going to say, where is the card? Yes, I already knew. So this is the birth certificate, firstly, because when we issue an identity card, we must start with a birth certificate. This is Thabo's birth certificate, issued on the 15th of May 2023. That's the birth certificate. The ID, guys, aren't my things mixed up here? Where is the ID? Can you give me the copy of the ID? See? I thought one of the copies was an ID. They are both birth certificate, you know. I want the ID. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Thabo Bester's ID. You are aware, for security reasons, that we obliterated some numbers here, and I will tell you why, because I want people, even the public, to understand. The first 6 numbers of any ID is your birth date, and that really is shared with many people. It can't be a secret. The 7th one shows your gender. All the females share numbers from 0 to 4. 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 is shared by all the females. All the males share them numbers from 5 to 9, either a 5 or a 6 or a 7 or 8 or 9. Now I'm skipping the next 3 numbers. I go to the last. The last 3 numbers, 08 something, it denotes your nationality, whether you are a South African or not. And all of them are here. The only one that we obliterated is because it identifies a person, and we don't think it will be fair to show anybody's identity number publicly, even if he gave permission. But this is Thabo Bester's ID number. I also want to emphasize ladies and gentlemen, that when we went to Mampuru prison to deal with this issue of Thabo Bester, it was not a secret mission. I've seen in some publication as if we were hiding and they caught us out. It was not a secret mission to go there. We actually took a mobile Home Affairs truck, which is emblazoned with big letters of Home Affairs. And not only Thabo Bester was processed that particular day, now that the truck was at Mampuru prison, even some of the employees there who had green barcoded IDs took an advantage to convert to a smart card, and they were so processed. Even the inmates who are found to be having no IDs, if correctional services give us the number, the list, we will process them. So I want to emphasize, our mission to Hoshi Mampuru prison was not a secret mission. It was an open one. You can't have a secret mission when you get in with a very, very highly visible truck. I just wanted to clarify that. Now, this Thabo Bester saga has brought into the sharp focus of other inmates incarcerated in various correctional service facilities who are in similar positions as Thabo Bester. But I happen to know that in Gauteng, Mr. Matsaung has just informed me that they do have a program where the Department of Correctional Services give them a list of inmates who don't have IDs, and they do visit and go and give them IDs. So we have agreed with that department that they must keep on giving us names of people who don't have IDs, because, as you are aware, identification is at the heart of security of the country. And furthermore, a person without identification could be involved in nefarious and criminal activities undetected, as this might have been the case with Thabo. I'm aware, by the way, that there are other South Africans from all walks of life who have attained the age of 16 years who never applied for an identity card. I therefore call upon all eligible citizens to apply for identity cards if and when they attain the age of 16, because that's what the law requires. This brings me to another issue which has been published in many media platforms. On the 14th of April 2022, in a press statement and the subsequent interviews that I did, I pointed out, ladies and gentlemen, that Dr. Nandipha deposed an affidavit with the South African police in 2019 and declared that a passport was stolen. This is the passport which was still to expire in 2022 and was recently found in Tanzania on the person of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana. On the strength of this passport, she acquired a new passport which was which, as I said before, will only expire in 2029. On the 27th of March 2023, she deposed another affidavit with the police, that this time stating that she gave a recent valid passport to Dr. Nandipha and T.K. Nkwana, the assumed name of Thabo Bester. as they were going to apply for a working citizenship in the US. I am mentioning this because we want to make corrections today. I accept that Dr. Nzani actually did not depose an affidavit when she applied for a passport in 2019, and that there were no conflicting versions about this issue of application. I therefore retract the statements I've made on that particular day and subsequent words to that effect, and I would like to extend my sincere apology to her in this regard. The statements were based on the information given to me at the time. It will be seen that the statements conflated the expired passport, the 2019 passport, and the recent passport applied for in 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, I, however, fully stand by the statement I made that Dr. Nzani's 2 passports were found in the person of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana in the United Republic of Tanzania. So I will never apologize for those statements, as they are true and were made in the public interest. We now come to a very important issue, which is recent, ladies and gentlemen. The Department of Home Affairs has obtained legal advice that there are strong legal grounds to revoke the passport of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, and that firm action must be taken to that effect. The Director General will be taking due legal process steps in terms of the South African Passports and Travel Documentation Act, Act number 4 of 1994, read with the relevant regulations, to revoke the passport issued to Dr. Nandipha Magudumana on the 16th of February 2017, which is due to expire on the 15th of February 2027. I need to explain this, ladies and gentlemen. You are aware that in Tanzania, 3 passports were found on the person of the Nandipha Magudumana. 2 of the passports belonged to Dr. Mereke Nzani, and 1 of the passports belonged to Dr. Nandipha Magudumana. Now, this is the passport we are talking about. We said on the 14th that it is valid and is a legitimate passport and is due to expire in 2027. This is the passport we are revoking in terms of the law, because she no longer deserves to be having it. Now, we have learned about an urgent application launched by Dr. Nandipha Magudumana in Bloemfontein, and we've seen there's been media reports regarding the urgent application launched by Dr. Nandipha Magudumana in Bloemfontein. The Director General only managed to access the court papers yesterday. We saw them in the news, and only yesterday we got the court papers late in the afternoon. The Director General was shocked to discover that the Department of Home Affairs and I, as the Minister, were not cited as respondents in that matter. This is despite the fact that on the 15th of May 2023, coincidentally is the day on which Bester got his birth certificate, but they are not related, but I'm just mentioning it. This is despite the fact that on the 15th of May 2023, there were exchange of correspondence between the Director General and Mutlowing Inc., attorneys of record for Dr. Nandipha Magudumana. The attorneys wrote us letters, there was an exchange, and that then they go to court without citing Home Affairs. It shocked us. The Director General immediately addressed a letter dated the 21st of May 2023, that's yesterday, yeah? Yes, to her attorneys raising objections to the non-joinder of the Department of Home Affairs and myself as the Minister, and demanded that the ill-advised application be removed from the urgent roll. The letter corrected the wrong stance adopted by Dr. Nandipha Magudumana that she was unlawfully abducted or extradited from the United Republic of Tanzania. Dr. Nandipha Magudumana and Thabo Bester were declared prohibited immigrants in terms of the immigration laws of Tanzania, and were therefore, as a matter of law, liable to be deported back to the country of origin, which is South Africa. The same procedure was followed in respect of the Mozambican national who was in their company. The said letter was circulated to all parties in the court proceedings in Bloemfontein. All the parties that were cited there, we circulated this letter the DG sent to them, demanding that this matter be retracted. However, we believe if the matter is not retracted, we will be there in Bloemfontein on the 25th. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm outlining all these steps because the matters in question are of immense public interest, and the Department of Home Affairs has a constitutional duty to adhere to the principles of accountability and transparency. Thank you very much.